Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video we will be colouring in Johanna Basford's Secret Garden as requested, and the request was to use a variety of mediums. So I've grabbed some of the recent Creyart pencils that I got. We have some fineliners and some neon gel pens and some glitter gel pens, and I have a black and a white highlighter, and we'll see what we can do with that, and hopefully that covers enough of the mediums that people were hoping to see. So I think we'll take a couple of our green and do a few leaves. I'm going to kind of I'll show you a few bits of everything, and then obviously you can rinse and repeat that for the other parts of the page, so you're not here all day. I'm just sharpening my pencils because they're brand new, just to take the leads off. So what I tend to do is I do my leaves first, and I'll take all the leaves that are the same sort of leaf and I'll do them the same. So I'm going to take from the Creyart set Sea Green 053. If you can see these, you usually can't. There we go. And I'm going to actually come on camera. There we go. I'm going to place the dark green. I'm going to do a little circle right at the base of that leaf, and then I'm going to fade it out. So I've laid more layers at the base and then just faded that out. I'll do that a few times, so in circles, laying a load of layers and then just fading that out as we go up the leaf slightly. Lots of circles and then fade it out. It's kind of a bluish green, this one, it's quite nice. I'm then going to take Lime 088. Let's just and I'm going to start from the bottom end and bring that up. I was saying in my review, it's crazy kind of how creamy these pencils are and how quickly you get a really vibrant colour from them. They do actually kind of mush a little bit, which is unusual for oil. Only a little. They are oil based, but does make them quite easy to work with. And then I'm just going to bring that darker sea green back in just to smooth over my blend. And we have from those two colours that nice rich leaf with its bright tips, and I would do that for all the little leaves. I'd do it for these ones as well, and to be honest, even these, the only difference I'd do for the slightly bigger leaves would be to add in this green 005 colour. So what I would do for those is I would start with the green 005 right at the base, fade that out a little bit. I think we'll bring that a little bit further. Just fade it out. Then take that sea green and lay that over the top slightly. A bit darker in the middle. And then fade that out as well. And then from the other end, taking this lime colour and working that back along. I use my light colour to blend everything in usually, so you will notice me go over everything with that. just to smooth that colour out. And it really is, that is how I would do my leaves, just a very simple blend. Once you've got them all over the page, it's quite effective. Same thing for those 3 colours in the middle, and then what I tend to do is I'll go, I'll show you actually, it might be simpler. So again, with that green colour from the base of the leaf, I'll lay that quite darkly down and then fade that out. You can hear my stomach rumbling then, I'm sorry. Not sure if my camera will have picked that up. Then we'll take that sea green, pop that over the top, and then again fade that out. And then pop down that lime. And then what I'd do is take the green and work the other way. So I'm going to pop that dark green on the tip, fade that out for the blend. The sea green in the middle. Again, fading that out for the blend. And then I'm going to take that light lime colour from the bottom up. If you've got a bit of a harsh line, just fade that back in. And again, just gives you a very simple effect. Because of the way these books are drawn with the Johanna Basfords, I don't really go for a realistic look. I go for more of a striking effect on the page, as I've found that's the way that I prefer them when I'm done. I think we'll have a couple of red flowers, and then you would just rinse and repeat that over the page. So I have here in the Creyart pencils red 001 for my dark colour and creamsicle 034 for my light colour, and we'll go with the ones that are most dominant on the page. So these I would do all the same, and I think we'll start a little bit of the darker red on the outside, fade that in a little, and the inside, and fade that out a little. I've only used them a little, but I must admit, so far, for the price of these pencils, I'm quite impressed with the Creyart. And then I'm just taking that pale colour, popping that across the middle, and blending that right across. So depending on how pale or how dark you want your flowers to be, is how far in you would extend that red. And what's quite nice to do on the page is to do them all differently. So some are just tipped red, and some have a lot more red to them, as flowers would be that way. They wouldn't be all the same, and it just gives you that very simple effect. So I would just do that for all of the ones that look the same, and then I would take another colour and I would add that in. I've chosen blue, so I have Sky Blue 080 and a Maya Blue 092. When creating a page, you're trying to create kind of a unity of colour, so I do red and red, 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 so I have this uniform pattern, and then I would bring my blue in up here and here, and you're creating this kind of even spread of colour. And then you can always decide on whether you want to fill the rest in with more of the same colour, or then with what you've got left, add a third flower colour in. You know, you're not set in stone, you can decide those as you go along. So for me, this one I think would be red, creating this nice triangle pattern. So I think these would be blue for me. So I'm going to do a dark inner circle of blue and fade that out. How are you guys doing anyway? We're getting very close to Christmas now. And I know I haven't really done any Christmas videos. It was just kind of a decision I made, really. I've watched lots of Christmas videos, and there are an awful lot of Christmas videos and pictures being done. And so I just felt like it was unnecessary to add any more, really, and that for those that kind of wanted something a little bit different, that option is out there. You know, it's nice to watch them, and I thoroughly enjoy the Christmas videos, but I know people that, you know, don't have any interest in them for numerous reasons. Either, you know, Christmas doesn't actually mean anything to them, or, you know, they don't celebrate the holiday, or, you know, they don't like to think of the holiday. Can be many different reasons. I'm not taking that paler blue all the way out, so I've got a white edging that I think might be nice for the blue, stops them being a bit too overpowering, a bit too dark. So again, the dark blue on the inside of there, fading it out, and then with the paler blue, the sky blue, same again, darker towards the middle, fading that out, and actually leaving the edge of that flower petal with no colour at all. Just so it's got a white edge, and that would be the blue. So nice and simple. Like I said before, with the red, what you can also do is choose, so say this one, for some of them, pop a little bit of the darker colour in, fade that out, and then with the lighter creamsicle, I do like that name, I must admit, bring that up and out, and again, just not quite take it to the edge. Work it into that darker colour to blend it, and same colours, but you've created a completely different effect for your flowers. So you can have, you know, different kinds of flower on the page with different looking petals without overpowering, if I can say it, your colour palette for the page. So I think I'll just pop a little bit of paper underneath my page just in case the unthinkable happens and we bleed through. Hopefully not, we should be fine. So to add a little bit of variety, I think we'll take some trying to decide now. This is why you should plan ahead. I'd like to do a couple of different things so that we've used a few mediums on the page if we can. I'm going to take a neon yellow gel pen, and I'm only going to pop, just have to get it running, there we go, a tiny corner of it on that, so you can't really see, but it's just a tiny bit in one corner of the middle of that flower. And then I'm going to take a glitter yellow and pop it around it while it's still damp, because they'll then blend together a little, so that I actually have a bit of a highlight in a neon on that yellow. If I lift that up, you might actually be able to see it. Let's see. Can you see? There we go. It's actually got that second tone in it. So you can even blend with your gel pens as well. And again, in these bigger flowers, all my petals would be done the same, various tones of the red or blue pencils. And for this, I'm going to pop obviously a bigger highlight onto there, and then very quickly work my glitter yellow around it while it's still wet. I'm then just kind of dotting it to get a ragged edge. I work in circles with gel pen. You'll get a nice, you won't get the little streaky lines that way. And then again, what you have is that little spot of a bright yellow highlight that when the whole page is done, we'll just add a little bit of a feature to the page instead of it just being one blank layer of colour. I would also, what was I going to say? You can pop, when you're done, just some glitter highlights into all the little stamen, isn't it, on your flowers. I'd do all your pencil first and pop them on the end. You could even use like a white gel pen highlight if you wanted to, or black, just to do that. For these very tiny leaves in here, I'm going to take, I have the Arteza fineliners 0.4. There's no colour numbers to these, so it's just a dark and a light green in whichever tone you'd prefer. And I'm going to do the same sort of thing. I'm going to pop a couple of little dots on the inside, so just stippling. And then I'm going to take my pale green and do the same. Just stipple that up. And again, I'm leaving the edge white just because it adds that third layer of colour. I might even take an even paler green, because although this looked quite pale, it's not quite as pale as it looked. That's the thing with these need swatching when you use them, because they don't match the lids. They're I do like using them, but they do never match the lids, and so you've just got your little tiny leaves. You could do them in pencil if you wanted, or you can just stipple them with a couple of shades from your fine liners, and that will give you a nice effect as well. So if you can hear my dogs, every time I put my pencils or pens down, they can hear it and it drives them crazy and they go running off. So I've then also got a dark and a light brown in my fine liners. And for your branches, I would take anywhere that's going to be a highlight and lay a tiny bit of that pale brown. So anywhere where it would be coming outwards would be lighter. And then I will take a darker brown and work that up to it and just blend it slightly over. So although I'm using pen, I'm still laying down more than one tone. And indeed, to darken your brown up, you can then lay a second layer over the top as well. And then again, we're just working up to the paler brown each time. Laying a bit more layers away from that so it's darker, and then only one layer as I get up to it so it's more of a mid-tone. Pulling the pen away from the light colour so that that extra bit of ink ends up in the middle and not near my brown, pale brown, sorry. And you just do that all the way around, and then if I can get my camera to show, you'll see the light and the dark tones. Let's see if it will zoom you in there. There we go. So you can see you're just getting the different, you can see that better in person. It's showing up quite dark on my camera because unfortunately it's night time where I am, and I've just got my light on the side, so it is more effective in person unfortunately than it is shown on that camera, but the highlights are there, I promise. Oh, back out, there we go. Okay, so you've essentially got most of the elements that you need to create that page. The only other thing I can think of really is if you did want to actually create some of the flowers with the gel pens, then I'm going to just slightly do that as well. I've got a glitter purple and a neon purple here, and I'm going to take these small side flowers and we're going to pop a little bit of that neon purple on the edge. And whatever you do, don't lean on these. Gel pen will smear everywhere. And then very quickly, while it's still wet, I'm going to take that glitter pinky purple right up to it and then bring that down. And it just gives it that slightly highlighted edge, which again, you maybe can't see from where you are. So we will zoom that in. Just a little, and you should see that it just has that paler edge to it, and then that nice glitter coat a bit further out. So we'll do that again. We're going to pop that paler purple neon highlight, bringing the colour downwards because therefore all the dark part of that purple will be at the bottom. And then again dragging it out and down with the glitter in circles so all your darkness stays in the bottom. And we just continue that. If you wanted more of a contrast, just pick a darker purple glitter marker, gel pen I suppose. Or you could even have used a pink neon pen coming down into that purple glitter pen. And then just drag that down and mix it in. And there you have that. Nice and simple. So I'm just we're gonna zoom back out, and it doesn't look like much now, but you're going to make these 2 flowers, this flower, and these 2 flowers red, and then I would make these 4 flowers, these 2 flowers, and this flower blue. These will be purple, these will be purple, and these will be purple. And then you can also do these to match, same colour. And you've essentially created a really cohesive page. Finish all your leaves off in exactly the same way and continue your branches. The only thing left on the page I haven't actually shown you, these leaves are slightly different, and what I tend to do is I'll take my green, the darker colour, and just give them the stripes that they have. I find that is effective enough. I tend to do them alternately. That is one, and then I'll take my lime, my pale green, and do the opposing stripes. I'll even blend them into each other a little bit. I don't mind the smudge look of it. And then I would still blend dark to light like I did on the outside edges of the others. I would leave the edgings of these flowers clear, but that is up to you. You could use your paler tone, or you could even ring round it in a gel pen, a glitter gel pen of either the red or blue to match the flowers, or even alternate them, and that will give you your finished page. What I will do is obviously complete this picture and then pop it up on the thumbnail, and it will as always go on to my Instagram so that you'll be able to see the finished piece to see if you actually like the design of it. I hope this has been useful, and as always, if you've any video requests, let me know. If you'd like to see these done differently, also let me know. If you like the videos, please do put the thumbs up button on them, that helps my channel. And of course, if you're not subscribed and you enjoy the videos, please just get my words out in English, please do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.